Here's my 104.75 Royal Coach. I got rocks in the drive nozzle again. I take it out for a third time. And then I got the nozzle back in. It seems to be working now. It is a bit of a slow mover. I think that's probably due to the higher pressure. I got this from the TL dealer. He had a couple of them. And it was just sitting there unused. I had a chance to run it before, but I kept getting rocks in the drive nozzle, so I just given up. It's got a drive and spreader, and I think the range is 3/8. I decided to leave the lid off of it, just for ease of adjustment. I had the lid sitting in the truck with the screws. When I'm done, I'll put it back on. The stream coming out of the drive nozzle, actually I touched it with just the edge of my finger and it really hurt. And then with it being a drive/spreader, it's got a real sharp rooster tail on it. So my finger's in pain a little bit, but I'm okay. This is running off 2 pumps for added pressure. Should probably contact Bill to see. I can probably get the specs for this. I assume it's probably the same as the brass case rotor, except this one's got a drive/spreader. Those just had a straight bore for a drive. The reverse seems to be pretty quick. I believe this is the model with the check valve, so it doesn't end up draining back into the system when it's off. That could be a problem, especially when you pressurize the lines. They could end up blowing up fittings off. So they put the check valve so you don't have that issue. I don't believe you'd use this for residential use unless you had a big yard and had a high pressure line to run to it. This won't run off the hose with that big range nozzle. It probably will if you plugged it, but I think these are ran off wells and pumps. I don't believe you'd ever run this off the hose unless you have a real high pressure line. I don't even think the hose could keep up with the output of the range nozzle. So I think after this I'm going to run my Orbit 260. That's, I got that at Tractor Supply Company. I ran it off the hose, but it ran decent, but I put a 9/32 drive nozzle in it and I want to see how it runs on my setup here. It's really kicking that arm back. It's got a lot of pressure. I had to go and put gas in my pumps. They were out too. I've got other iterations of this that have the same head inside. I've got the 10601 and the 10101. They are the dual over under part circle. Then I've got a 104.7. I don't know what it is. It's the internals out of one with the green plastic case, except the case broke, so I just have the internals out of it. They still work fine. But I gotta find a case where it screws in like this. So yeah, the Buckner Royal Coach rotors, I like them. They seem to be another one of my favorites. I mean, besides the Rainbird 81. They're good. This has never been used. New old stock. They've just been sitting around. And I asked the guy there if he had any more rotors like that, and he came out with this one. So I did end up asking if he had an 81 or 87 or a 10110, 10111 from Royal Coach, but he said no, these are the only ones, and then some full circle half-inch models, pop-up models. I guess they used to do commercial golf course and stuff and residential back in the day, and they just do ag now. If I'm patient enough, I'll bet you I'll find those two, those 4 rotors I'm looking for. The 10101 is like the Rainbird 87, and the 10110 is the full circle model. Those both have the drive, the spoon drive arm instead of the PJ like Rainbird's models. I mean, unlike Rainbird's models. So. I've seen a Royal Coach 10110 run on Ian Bit Junkie's channel. He was running it off a 3 horsepower pump, and it ran pretty decent. The rear nozzle, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it was big like mine, so I know what it looks like. I'm just having trouble finding any. They're pretty rare, just like the 81B and 87, so. I'm not exactly sure when this rotor was made. I'd have to ask someone who knows, but like I said, these are pretty good rotors. They're one or more of my favorites. I always like the big brass Buckners. So thanks for watching.